today we're talking about how to change the world, and the main focus is respect everybody. And we've taken a speech that Admiral McRaven gave a while back. We're kind of parsing it out. We're talking about different aspects of it and kind of doing a deeper dive. And he tells a story of when they're in BUD/S training, SEAL training, they have a large group of people and they divide them into smaller groups, and those groups are boats. So meaning there's a group of people who are in boat 1 and boat 2 and boat 3, and they become a team of people who will live, sleep, eat, fight, try to survive BUD/S training together. And that's where you get like the SEAL Team 6. They're all a group of people who have come together and trained. I'm not saying they went from BUD/S training to become SEAL Team 6, but for the most part, that aspect of their training, they're a team, they work together. And he tells a story of a certain boat that was made up of little guys, little, maybe not as tall. Good morning, Joe. Maybe not as tall, maybe not as physically dominant. They were from all over the United States. They were from all sorts of different nationalities. So they were not your prototypical, military man, square jaw kind of thing. And so he tells a story about this group of people were constantly winning the competitions, constantly outperforming all the other boats, independent of their size, independent of their stature, independent of what you would think that they would do. They were outperforming by sheer will and just working their butts off. And that's the thing where the respect everyone comes in, because I've read a lot of books that the covers were pretty plain looking and they didn't look very exciting. But once I got into the book, it was an amazing book. One of those books that come to mind is a book called Armada. The cover is really not that exciting, but the book in itself is really, really great. There's a lot of books out there like that, and people are the same way. Just because the cover, the outside look, might not be what you would think is prototypical, amazing or awe-inspiring. Once you get to know somebody, once you really get to get into the mind of a person and get into hearing their stories and their belief system and how they are as people, you really become a part of their lives, and you really learn a lot from the people that you meet. And I always like to tell younger folks, get to know the older generations. Go volunteer at a retirement community, or go volunteer at an old folks home, and really sit down and ask questions, because several generations back was known as the greatest generation, and that was for a reason. And so I think if more people were to respect people across the board, just for the age gap, I think that we would be better off. How do we change the world? We start respecting everybody. Everyone has the capacity for greatness. Everyone has the capacity for amazing things, independent of race, color, creed, sex, all of that stuff. It's the great equalizer. Everybody has the ability to do great things. It just doesn't matter what they look like, where they're from, none of that stuff. We should respect everybody, because everybody's got a story, and everybody can be influential, and everybody can leave a legacy. So, if we were to adopt that train of thought, where would we be as a nation, with the racial tension that we have, with the class tension that we have, with the left and right tension that we have, if we just respected everybody, independent of what we think about Donald Trump, if we just simply respected the man, independent of what we think about Hillary Clinton, if we just respected her. Granted, there's some reasons why I have a hard time with her, but when you start getting to know someone, when you start peeling back the layers of their personality, their history, that is when you start disqualifying yourself from being a person of influence. Get to know them first, and once you get to know them, then you can start evaluating what their influence is, what their impact is. Don't just do it based on simple, you like the way they look, you don't like the way they look, or there's something about the personality that's off-putting. I'm gonna get to know them first, and then make a decision. I just think that we would be better off. And that's how you change the world. Just respect everybody. And then make your decisions accordingly. So I hope that helps. I hope that encourages you. I hope that gives you something to think about. That's my thoughts. What do you think? Leave me a comment section below if you want to. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts